Are you eligible to naturalize and become a United States citizen? Hi, everyone. Rod Armande, immigration and personal injury attorney. So, a lot of us were fortunate enough to be born here, like myself, and we became United States citizen, or we were born abroad and we had United States citizen parents, and you were able to acquire your citizenship through that way as well. Um, but many of us were permanent residents first for a number of years before we can be naturalized and become citizen. We have to meet a number of different requirements, and so I'm just going to go over some of those requirements with you. Of course, you have to demonstrate a basic understanding of English. So you have to be able to answer the questions during the interview. You need to be able to read and write basic sentences in English. There is a couple exceptions to that. If you're 50 years or older and you've been a permanent resident for more than 20 years, or if you are 55 years old and or older, 55 years or older, and you've been a permanent resident for more than 15 years, you can use an interpreter for this interview, and you're exempt from that requirement. Um, you do need to also demonstrate an understanding of history and government of the United States. There is a couple exceptions to that. One of them is if, again, you've been more than, it's the age and years of residency. This one is 65 years or older, or and 20 years of permanent residency or more, and then you're eligible for a more simplified version of the civics test. Um, Besides that, the civics test isn't too hard. There's 100 questions you study. You need to get 6 out of 10 right. And, I really, most of the time, never have, my clients have any issue. I just tell them to study and they do fine. But there is a medical exemption too for those who have physical or developmental uh, disabilities, or they have mental impairments, but those do need to be very severe, and they need to be documented to be eligible for that exemption. Also, you need to believe in the U.S. Form of government and property rights. You need to have resided in the United States for a period of time. So, uh, generally, basically, it's about 3 years for those who acquired their green card through marriage to a United States citizen spouse, or it is 5 years for other people. Um, Besides that, you have to show that you have good moral character, and that's judged typically on a statutory period of the last 5 years. Um, but they may consider other things, other events beyond the 5 years to assess basically applicants' attachment to the parameters of the U.S. Constitution. So if you do have any crimes, you want to be careful. You want to consult with an attorney before applying for naturalization, or even uh, traveling abroad, because you could apply for naturalization and then not only will your application get denied, but you may be placed in removal proceedings and find yourself in a worse position than you were before you applied for naturalization. Sometimes people just renew their green card again, so that is something to consult with an attorney and see what's the best course of action for you. And there's also, of course, post-conviction relief. So, you could probably hire a criminal attorney, and they could maybe reduce the crime, the conviction, the sentence to something that would not cause you or prevent you from being able to naturalize. Um, of course, you don't want to travel to abroad if you have a serious crime, because they could just detain you at the border when you're returning and take away your green card and place you in removal proceedings as well. Um, but besides that, I mean, this video is really to focus on naturalization. There is some special provisions, of course, and there's more information about this. So if you do have any questions, you're interested in naturalizing and applying for citizenship, then I'd be glad to speak to you. You can reach me by clicking the link in my bio. You can also go to www.rodarmandelaw.com or call 213-567-4494. I look forward to speaking to you. Have a nice day. Take care.